Hello Solo Travelers, and welcome to another episode here on your channel, The Solo Traveler. In today's video, I am delighted to share with you my tips, recommendations, and the steps that I personally take when I rent a car in the Dominican Republic. All these tips and recommendations are based on my experience, my personal experience when I rent a car in the Dominican Republic as well as internationally. And so the very first thing I do is probably like a duh to a lot of you, but the first thing I do is I book it online, and I book multiple reservations with different companies. And I'll tell you why in a bit. It can be a headache, obviously, for many reasons to rent it on the spot. Basically, it can be problematic due to language barriers, or maybe, it's more expensive. So I book multiple reservations because most companies in Dominican Republic do not charge anything until after you check out. So I feel free to rent with multiple companies. And the second thing that you should be aware of is to be prepared to have a hold placed on your card for up to $1,100 plus the charge for the rental. Just the charge for the rental, regarding that, they will normally charge more than the amount that you're supposed to pay just for the days rented, and they hold maybe $100 more. So, for example, if your rental is like $120 for a couple of days, they'll charge usually $220, for example. And the main reason for this is to cover the gas in case you took it full and you bring it back empty. The reason for this is because once you leave and once you check out, you close the account, they're not able to charge your credit card. So this is pretty important to them, and that's at least is what I was explained. Now, once you check out, they will obviously release the security deposit along with the difference of the $100 in this case, for example. The other thing is that you should be aware is regarding insurance. And this, just maybe unbeknownst to a lot of people, a lot of credit cards under their benefits guide have insurance to cover damages to the car only, not liability. Okay, this is just for the car. This is just for the car, damages to it. But if you hit anybody or anything else, then and you don't have liability, you're in your own. If you go on your credit card's website and see the benefits guide, most credit cards include it as long as you rent it with the same card. If you consider yourself a good driver, then you can skip liability, like I've done many times of all my years renting, and all my years renting cars in Dominican Republic. I haven't had any problem. But this is something that's entirely up to you. I cannot tell you whether to do it or not. Depends on how comfortable you are. There are no laws in Dominican Republic for mandatory liability insurance. You just have to be very careful and be very familiar with the driving style in Dominican Republic, especially in cities like Santo Domingo, our capital, or places with lots of tourism like in Punta Cana. There's a lot of driving in those places, a lot of moving, but again, whether you get liability insurance is up to you. Just find out if your credit card includes insurance to cover just the vehicle. Another thing I do while I'm at the counter is I make sure that I get a phone number in case of accidents or any kinds of problems. insist on getting a phone number that's available pretty much 24/7. And if you have like WhatsApp, for example, make sure, ask if if that phone number can be used with that app, and then get a name also of somebody you could talk to either there during office hours or 24/7 if you can. Speaking of cell phones and being connected, it helps to be it helps to get a SIM card just for any types of emergencies or on the road or while you're out. And now, going back to, remember how I told you to book with different companies if you can? The reason for this is that if they're trying to get you into a car that has a whole bunch of scratches and dents, you don't need to take it. And if you don't feel comfortable, then you could just go to the next rental company. And they know this, they're afraid of competition, so they want to please you. Now, a few dents or scratches may not bother you. It may not bother you to drive a car with some damages, but when you bring it back, depends, it can be an issue, and you can get caught in this he said, she said type of debate. Now, I do have to admit though, despite all that getting a car with some cosmetic damages is kind of, it does bring relief, as far as stress of damaging the car, because it's already beaten up. So, if you get a brand new car, then any dents and damages will stand out like a sore thumb. So that's something also for you to be on the lookout for. Speaking of damages and dents, scratches, as the representative and you are visually inspecting the car, do yourself a favor. Use your cell phone and record the visual inspection. Record all damages, exterior, interior. Record the tires and even the donut tire in the trunk with all the tools. Record the gas level. Whether it's full, halfway. And then as you're recording, what I do when I am recording, I ask the rep for their name, and then I keep asking questions. I keep him or her in the conversation, so I at least have their voice recorded. Also, when you're done with the inspection, make sure they show you the registration and that the VIN number on the registration matches the vehicle, okay? So make sure you do that. You want the right registration with the right car. Finally, this is a tip that I wanted to share because when I found out, I was like, what? In case you didn't know, or maybe you do, but Google Maps works very well over there. Even if you don't have a signal or don't have an international plan, all you have to do is connect yourself to a Wi-Fi, enter your destination, and then just go. Google Maps will get you going. It'll guide you all the way to your destination, and all without using the internet. I find this surprising that a lot of people don't know this, but yes, you could just, once you enter the destination, you just press go, and then Google Maps, regardless of whether you're connected or not, will take you there. And then one final tip before I go. Carry at least a copy of your passport at all times. And your driver's license, hello, since most licenses anyways from other countries are valid over there. All right? So again, these tips are based on my experience, and I hope all this information helps you out. If you have any questions, comments, anything, just put in the comment section. I'll be glad to get back to all of you. And again, thank you all for your continued support. Thank you for watching, and as always, safe travels, my friends.